Will machines outthink us someday? At the center of a black hole, there lies a point called a singularity, where the laws of physics no longer make sense. And in a similar way, according to futurists gathered for a weekend conference, information technology is hurtling toward a point where machines will become smarter than their makers. And if that happens, it will alter what it means to be human in ways almost impossible to conceive, they say. The Singularity Summit, AI and the Future of Humanity, brought together hundreds of Silicon Valley techies and scientists to imagine a future of self-programming computers and brain implants that would allow humans to think at speeds nearing today's microprocessors, if at all possible. But what then? Artificial intelligence researchers at the summit warned that now is the time to develop ethical guidelines for ensuring these advances help rather than harm. We in our world won't be us anymore, Rodney Brooks, a robotics professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, told the audience. When it comes to computers, he said, who is us and who is them is going to become a different sort of question. In other words, these are very important times. It's a time of huge decisions, because it really is about what kind of world are we leaving to the future generations. The co-founder of the Palo Alto-based Singularity Institute, which organized the summit, focuses his research on the development of so-called friendly artificial intelligence. The co-founder of the Palo Alto-based Singularity Institute, which organized the summit, focuses his research on the development of so-called friendly artificial intelligence. His greatest fear, he said, is that a brilliant inventor creates a self-improving but amoral artificial intelligence that turns hostile. We really wouldn't want something like that to happen. First use of the term singularity to describe this kind of fundamental technological transformation is credited to a California mathematician and science fiction author. High-tech entrepreneur Ray Kurzweil raised the profile of the singularity concept in his 2005 book, The Singularity Is Near, in which he argues that the exponential pace of technological progress makes the emergence of smarter than human intelligence the future's logical outcome, or so he says. So, that is why these times are very important. It is time for some really big decisions. In 1965, Intel co-founder Gordon Moore accurately predicted that the number of transistors on a chip should double about every 2 years. Some say with advances in biotechnology and information technology, there's no scientific reason that human thinking couldn't be pushed to speeds up to 1 million times faster. And that leaves a lot of questions unanswered. What about the human body? Can muscles and flesh, can they operate that fast? Would it keep up with the mind or the human brain? These are very good questions. Advocates argue it would be irresponsible to ignore the possibility of dire outcomes. Technology is heading here. It will predictably get to the point of making artificial intelligence. The mere fact that you cannot predict exactly when it will happen, down to the day, is no excuse for closing your eyes and refusing to think about it. Yes, it is a very real possibility. In other words, the term safety first becomes even more important. Because again, like I say, these are times that humanity has to make some very profound decisions about many different things. The people of this earth are at a time when things could really get out of control if they aren't already spiraling that way. So, like I say again, it's about what kind of world we're going to be leaving to the future generations. Because there's a human plan, a human's plan, and then there's God's plan. Yes, these are more signs. Everything is numbered, and everything is connected. More signs of the end times, transition days, which is a process. In other words, everything that must change, or every system that must change quickly or rapidly, and for the better. Revelation chapter 15. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels, having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. 2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass, mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. 3. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. 4. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name? For thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. 5. And after that I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was opened. 6. And the 7 angels came out of the temple, having the 7 plagues, clothed in pure and white linen, and having their breasts girded with golden girdles. 7. And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials, full of the wrath of God, who lives for ever and ever. 8. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God, and from his power, and no human was able to enter into the temple until the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled. Yes, it's time. It's time for all prophecy to be fulfilled. Huge changes are coming to this world very quickly, and all these are more signs.